Done 5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
This will probably be pretty short, mainly just because this isn't charged. It's very late, and my nose it's running. I think was it yesterday or the day before when I was being smug and arrogant about how I don't get ill, and now I've tempted fate. And I'm still not like ill. Like I had the lightest of sore throats. It's already going away. I had like a headache, but it lost like 6 hours. It's more just the nose thing, which I just can't. And I explained. Right now, it's not too bad. It's actually been alright today. It's just that I'm very susceptible to spice, and even the smell of like the mildest spice being used on whatever was being cooked downstairs was enough to re-trigger some kind of runniness in my nose. But like I've said it before and I'll say it again, my nose doesn't run. It fucking sprints. It's like it is the water pressure is higher than the best showers out there. The jet action better than the best sort of Japanese toilets I've seen and shit. Like it is the my no, it's a nightmare. The snot is like you know it's like what is just the thinnest element, the thinnest kind of water. It's not good. It's not good. Because in my mind it should be like treacle. It is anything. But anyway, this is horrible. Well, that's just kind of the issue. And yeah, I just know this is gonna die at a really inconvenient time. So I guess I'm just kind of pushing the boundaries because I can't see the battery. I'm just kind of guessing where we're at. Just kind of go, oh, how far can we go? And also, there's not actually that much great things to even mention. Joey Barton, I don't even have it with me. But to be honest, it was like kind of funny what he said, but at the same time, it was like to me, it was kind of funny at first seeing what Joey Barton just kind of going crazy on Twitter. But now it's like, if you see Donald Trump say something crazy, if you see Nigel Farage say something crazy, it's not that interesting. It's just other just crazy people, I guess. But like the Joey Barton thing, kind of seemed like, oh, he's like an ex pro footballer. He was recently a football manager. He might still be. I'm not even sure. Like it kind of just seemed like some random hot takes. The kind of thing, like at the time, it kind of felt like something that he would then apologize for, and have to like save his career and like post an apology or make a funny kind of apology video where he like starts the camera and goes, type thing. But now it kind of just seems like he's doubling down in a way that's just kind of like, oh, you're just trying to like make this a character now. You're just trying to like, um, this is just like you're being crazy now, kind of thing. Like, oh, you're just kind of because now it's just every moment of every day is now this is his whole personality. If you go on his Twitter, it's just tweeting about how women suck at commentating or something, and it's just like, oh, you're just gunning for that. This isn't interesting. Now I know that this is just like a kind of thing. You know what I mean? Um, but God, I really need. I swear there's stuff you can get, like, if you got a sore throat, you kind of just, you can have some soothers or something, which I don't know if they actually work. But, like, what's that stuff? Whenever I see adverts for colds, I've watched millions probably over my life, but I never actually have ever taken it in. And now I'm just deep in. Is there not stuff you can, like, you like, sniff it in like it's fucking, salts or, like, what's that, poppers or some shit? Like, you take it in, like, some illegal drugs and it just, like, but it clears up your sinuses at least for a bit. I've never ever taken in and all of a sudden they just flash back across my brain. Wait, no, this is an invention. Because I was about to say, why has no one invented a way that we can just not have a runny nose? Maybe, like it feels like such a like infant kind of level of illness to have because it is. It feels like something that maybe would have killed you back in the 14th century. And it feels like now modern medicine. Why is this even a hurdle in life? This should never even be something. It's 2023, man. And it's like, oh wait, there probably is. You just never, can be asked to go out and source that from whether Tesco or something, a normal shop. I don't know why I'm acting like you'd have to, but I don't know. What Lemsip? Is that right? Is that a throat thing? I don't know. That's the only brand I can kind of. There used to be that character on TV. It's a very British thing, but like, and his whole body was just a nose. What brand was that? I feel like I need whatever that was. But you got Joey Barton, another ex-pro. You got Michael Owen. A lot of ex-pros are just kind of like these Partridge kind of characters, and they come out and they say things in interviews and podcasts, and you're just like, wow, these are such weird guys, but not like weird like Not like Paul Scholes weird when he had the whole thing going on with Feet and his daughter. And I don't want to explain more to the story than that. I don't even really remember more. Although that was kind of like just a mildly odd, more or less we all know it was innocent situation, but just seemed so weird because it kind of is. But no, I'm talking about more like when Gary Neville was like, I've started this thing. I actually sound kind of a bit like Gary Neville actually because this block knows. But it was like well, basically, each week I have these mini retirements where I sort of have a little break for a couple of days and I go away and I sort of relax. I sleep in a little bit more. And it's like, yeah, mate, it's called the weekend. Everyone does it. It's not a new CEO invention that you've came up with. Um, but yeah, and then Michael Owen was sort of talking about how as a kid everything was competitive to him. He used to like eat an apple, and then he would kick it into the bin, and sometimes he'd miss and it would like stain the wall, and his mum would shout at him. But then sometimes he'd get it in, and he'd look over at his dad, and he'd give him a nod of like, "Oh, go on, son," and it would spur him on, and he used to live off it. And he was acting like it was like this whole like, oh, it used to get me like I used to live for these moments like. Just a little glance, I'd be like, "Oh yeah," and like I didn't have, I wasn't scared to miss. I had the bravery to miss or something. Like he was talking about it just like in the most insane way. Michael Owen, also already known as a character who just says a lot of nothing basically. Whoever scores will probably win type stuff in terms of commentary. Um, so this is just kind of like another thing to add on to your Michael Owen kind of what bingo cards sort of. I don't even know. He's kind of good. Oh, I guess it's already been made, but he's kind of like I was gonna say a good person to just sort of someone's just write a sitcom and basically make one of the characters Michael Owen, and everyone be like, "You're a genius," and realistically, just kind of stealing it already from like a public known man. And the only other thing I really have to say is the Game Awards happened, and I kind of have just exposed myself for not. I'm not a gamer, man. I don't. Baldur's Gate one, and what the hell is Baldur's Gate? And it's not even that that whatever Baldur's Gate is won. It's the fact that from everything I've heard, that was well known. Like that was obviously going to happen, and it was well deserved. And people going into it being like, Baldur's Gate's going to sweep as it should. And it's like, I thought I liked games. I don't know what the other nominees were, but I'm sure I probably have never heard of any of them either, which is crazy. Um, so I guess I don't. And I was thinking about it. Like, apart from FIFA, which you don't even play, you play for like the first month of the year. A bit of Formula One, which is another sports game. Do these really count? It's like, do you play them? And it's like they still do appeal to me. When I think about it, I think I trick myself into thinking I play games a lot because I'm on my Xbox every day. When realistically, I'm on it every day watching YouTube or something. So I'm just using it as like a glorified, DVD player or like, you know, Apple TV or shit. Like I'm not actually playing anything on it. Like I'll play GTA. I think I do like games, just not enough of them appeal to me. You know what I mean? Like GTA, that will. I feel like the last actual game I played was that this year? I played it. I played the first Star Wars game with the ginger guy. Whatever that Fallen Jedi, I don't remember what it's called. There's too many names and they're all so similar in Star Wars. Like Return of the Jedi, Fallen Jedi, The Last Jedi, Fallen Order. Like it's like what they all sound like so much the same. It's like one of them's a Disney Plus show, one's a film, one of them's an old film, one's a remake, one's a reboot, one's a game, one's a board game, one's you know what I mean? It's just like I can't keep up with that. Although I actually might watch Andor because I watched the Drew Gooden video where he talks about Star Wars, and I'm very rarely convinced to watch something. Like if I see something and I'm like I don't want to watch that, I've made my mind up on it. Nothing can get me really to watch it. I'm kind of just like nah, because so many times if I feel like people kind of say it's about me and people that are good judgment of character. I feel like I'm like that with knowing what I like when it comes to TV shows or films. I don't ask people to recommend me stuff because I just know what I like. Okay, but this was a rare occasion where he was kind of talking about Andor, and I saw a couple clips and I kind of turned off like maybe I don't want this spoiled. Maybe I like the look of this. I don't even like Star Wars, but maybe I'm like okay. Maybe I'll give it a go. I don't know. The reason I never really cared about Andor specifically is because it was the guy from Rogue One, and I didn't like Rogue One at all, which I know is maybe a hot take. I don't know. I thought it was crap. Really didn't like it. Just I can't even remember why now. I think just the characters weren't interesting, and they were banking on you finding them interesting when they all die. But I just didn't care when they were dead. But yeah, no, the Game Awards. That, and that was the first one. So there is another one of those actually that I could play. So that would be something. I know Dune has like an open world game that will come out at some point. Maybe that will, because I like Dune. That's like a cool world. I don't know. Maybe I'll search them right now. But also, when I looked, I really need the game to like look good for me to like want to play it as well, or at least look. It needs like visuals are such an important part, and yes, the story needs to be good. It can't. That's just the wrapping paper, I guess. You could argue that, but like, yeah, the story and the characters and this and that. But so many people can look past the visuals if the story and the characters are good. But I'm not one of those people. I need it to look, especially in 2023 when I know it's possible. You know, I accept nothing less. Anyway, I need to honestly drain. I need to wring out my nose as if it's like, you know, just like you would your swimming trunks, because I feel like I'm about to explode. The way I'm breathing right now and speaking is just down. I'm like trying to speak without breathing basically, and it's just very uncomfortable. And also, this might die at any point, and I'm already playing with fire. So a shorty. I can't even think of a joke right now. Anyway, that's all. 293. Dankeschön.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.